Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we're ranking all the shooting badges in NBA2K20 in tiers F through S. We're going to start from the bottom, go to the top, make our way up the list. Some of y'all may know I did this video 2 months ago as well, and things change, rearrange, so do opinions, and I'm here to update y'all on how my opinions have changed. So, speaking on that video 2 months ago, it went crazy as far as views, likes, new subscriptions, people that were new to the channel, that was their first time watching, and if this is your first time watching, I hope you enjoy the video. But anyway, as far as everybody watching, if we hit 1,000 likes in the first 24 hours, I will bring y'all ranking all the badges in NBA 2K20 in tiers F through S. I'm kind of excited to make that too, so if y'all can hit 1,000 likes in the first 24 hours and go crazy with that, I would really appreciate that. But anyway, feel free to leave any opinions and feedback as well. Let me know if you agree, disagree with anywhere I put these badges and stuff like that. But anyway, to get to the F tier, we got Ice and Veins and Pump Fake Maestro. With Pump Fake Maestro, bro, they had to have been trolling with this badge. Like, same with Pass Fake Maestro too. Those things do not work. I think maybe the intention would have been that they fake out the CPU, but even at that, like I said, in the 2v2, 3v3, or Pro-Am situation, no sense in ever equipping this badge. No further explanation needed. We're not going to spend too much time talking about these two. And then with Ice and Veins, the thing about this one, I'll put it like this. Even if you don't have this badge, say you're an outside point guard that upgraded your free throw, it's like 90 free throw. You still have like an 86% chance to make even lates or earlies. So to put any of your shooting badges into this badge, it makes absolutely no sense. The only thing I could advocate for it is if you're an inside big and you don't want to use slippery off ball, because obviously these shooting badges don't pertain to you very much, but even at that, it's so specific for, you know, a 5v5 matchup situation, has to be late in the game as well. And then does it really make it so you make every single free throw? No, not really, especially not on bronze. So anyway, again, not to spend too much time on those two badges. They're really, again, there's a reason they're in the F tier. They're by far the worst ones in the game, even at that. But moving along to the E tier, we got Slippery Off Ball and Flexible Release. Now, Slippery Off Ball, this is where I would definitely advocate to use this on bronze for any inside bigs that have one shooting badge, like I was saying with Ice and Veins. These are the two that I could definitely say there's a reason to have. But if you're talking just 2v2, 3v3, or even 5v5 for that matter, if you can't shoot the ball, Slippery Off Ball is your best way to go. Now, the only other situation I would advocate for using this badge is if you're a pure sharp, or on top of that, especially legend pure sharp, because it's just not worth your shooting badge points. There's ones in the B, A, and S tier that by far there's no reason for you to put anything in the slippery off ball. So anyway, as far as flexible release goes, for all my daily subs who watch the videos of the stage 3v3 gameplay and stuff like that, you know my homie AK, the outside point guard that I usually play with, he uses flexible release on bronze, and he feels like it helps him hit his slightly earlies and slightly lates, aka his whites, and like the full whites. I'm talking not the lates and earlies like the badge description says. Now, I don't know how much I believe that, but just at the fact that the badge is still functional, I put it in the E tier. Now, if it does help you hit your slightly earlies and slightly lates, I'd probably move it up even higher in the list, probably like the C or the B tier. But anyway, again, I just wanted to share that little that little thought with you guys of what my homie AK has to say about the badge. But anyway, moving along to the D tier. We got deep fades and pick and popper. Now I'm going to talk about deep fades first and foremost, and if you catch any of these references, you'll understand how I feel about this badge. So the reason it's so low, post fades are the most dominant thing in this game. I'm talking they're so uncontestable and so frustrating to guard. However, the deep ones, it's not really the case. And even if you have this badge, the further you are, the less likely you are to make it. You can't convince me otherwise. I don't care. Like I said, if you want to leave any comments and tell me how you disagree, feel free to. But this is the one that I refuse to be, persuaded my opinion on. This is how I feel. And I'm going to show a clip of Kitchen. Literally, like, bro, this is the thing. And I'm playing it right now. Bro, we were in the double rep rec, right? Like, it was double rep yesterday. And this dude, like, was just doing this consistently. And it was going crazy, right? So I was like, okay, let's see how this does. Let's see how this does. So we literally had all 4 of the rest of our people on our team guard him, and had all 5 of the defenders on the other team were contesting his post fade, and it just went in every single time. And I'll even show SK's clip of him doing it as well, where it's an actual post scorer doing it. So this is where I stand on post fades. They're really dominant, but you don't need deep fades to make them. I think deep fades is one of the most overrated badges in this game personally, and that's how I stand on it. So anyway, that's my finalization on that badge. If you disagree, feel free to let me know, but like I said, that's the one that you cannot persuade me differently on. You don't need deep fades to be effective when it comes to post fading, and you can't convince me otherwise. So anyway, pick and popper. The thing that I really dislike about this badge, I would even say despise about it, is the fact that it doesn't activate unless you hit somebody with the pick. Now, if you could just pick and pop slip, it'd be great. That's how I feel about pick and roller too. Pick and roller is a pretty useless badge in my opinion. I'm a whole inside big at most situations, but the thing that I really dislike about it is how you have to actually hit somebody with a pick for the badge to activate. If you could just slip whenever you want to and it would like activate and help you shoot, or with pick and roller help you finish, then I think it'd be a pretty good badge. But again, that's where I stand on pick and popper. I'm just not the biggest fan of it, just because you have to hit somebody with a screen in order for it to activate. And generally, if you hit somebody with a screen, they're probably going to switch it anyway, and you're not going to be open on the pick and pop. The point of it is you would get open on pick and pops if you could do it on slips, because if somebody was playing front and back, boom, you just like slip it to the outside on the wing, and then you're wide open, easy shots, and that's how it would activate. But anyway, moving along. We got tireless shooter, and then we got hot start as well. The thing with hot start, I would say for 2v2 and 3v3, solid badge. It's worth having depending on how many shooting badges you have. As far as Pro-Am, never. I would never touch this badge. Once you miss once, it's over, and it's not a good thing to do. If you use this maybe to get your green machine rolling, I suppose that's okay, but again, I would probably recommend to only use this on 2v2, possibly 3v3, and then, like I said, it really just depends how many shooting badges you have. If you're a PLAYSHARP with like 22 of them, I'd say this is a solid use on at least bronze or so. And then tireless shooter, it kind of just depends what your abundance of Gatorade is, if we're being real. So I would say in Pro-Am, as far as like the rec that I just played yesterday too, tireless shooter can be pretty important, but as far as 2v2 and 3v3, probably not the case. And I guess I understand if you don't have any Gatorade, or if you're below SS3 and you don't have the extra Gatorade bar, tireless shooter could be a pretty important thing for you. But even at that, I don't know if the function of the badge is all that great, like as in helping you really shoot that much better when you're tired. But again, I understand it's just to decrease the penalty of the fatigue rather than actually make you a better shooter while tired. But anyway, to move along, you can see we got 5 badges in the B tier. Now, I know y'all probably thinking, oh, he just put him in B tier because it's the easiest thing to settle on. Nobody's gonna get mad about it. I don't really do that with my videos, but this is just the right rating for all these things in my opinion. So you can see we got steady shooter, difficult shots, volume shooter, catch and shoot, and clutch shooter. Everything to do with shooting in this category. But anyway, steady, I have a true change of opinion on this badge after what I seen in the rec yesterday. So as y'all know, I played this thing for like 16 hours, right? 16 hours straight actually too. And my homie Kitchen was my point guard for literally, I want to say 14 hours of that. And this is how I feel about it. This dude was rocking steady shooter on and off all day, just testing it out, trying it out. And this dude with sharp takeover was hitting 100% contests and, you know, greening them, whiting them, whatever it may be. Now, it wasn't at the greatest crazy amount of rate, but when he had that sharp takeover on, that thing was going insane. And I don't know, for my opinion, I used to think this was like kind of a meme badge. It's more for like making fun of people and like, you know, just being like, oh, you can't guard me even if you can guard me. And, you know, it's actually kind of cool to see it happen like that, where dudes like Curry, it doesn't matter what the defense is on him half the time. They're going to nail it if they time it right and, you know, just put the ball in the hoop. Really, like that's how it comes down to. But anyway, my final judgment on steady shooter is that it's actually kind of comp. I'm not going to lie. And you can still hit pretty good if you're open. I will say you need to have a high 3-point rating to be able to hit while you're open with this badge, because it does weigh down your open shooting a little bit, honestly, and it's pretty noticeable if you have around an 83-pointer and you're rocking this. But if you're around 90 or even like 93 with like a PLAYSHARP or a PureSharp, I would say it's respectable and you can use this badge and really be dominant with it, especially with the sharp takeover. So anyway, moving along. We got difficult shots. Now, I know a lot of y'all who are watching this video are going to be familiar with NBA2K labs, but if you're not, let me enlighten you. They're kind of a group of people that test these badges with modded controllers, and they find out all the statistics on what badges do what. And according to them, it got a big buff mid-year. I want to say like maybe a month or 2 months ago, something like that. And in my last like ranking of badge tiers, right, this was in like D tier, I think, because it just wasn't all that useful. You could still hit all types of fades and stuff like that even without the badge, go 8 for 8 on fades and stuff like that. Now I will say the really close range like fadeaway shots, like it's almost like a close range shot, like you know, it's literally close shot rating, and I feel like you don't really need difficult to hit shots like that. But I'm talking like the deep mids and even like the corner fadeaway threes and stuff like that. This badge definitely helps out quite a bit. You can make the case that it belongs in the C tier, I suppose, but I wanted to group this with these ones because I feel like it is kind of on the same level. But again, feel free to leave your feedback. Let me know if you think this belongs in the lower tier or something like that as well. Moving along, we got volume shooter. So this one right here is for the ball hogs, all right? I'm gonna put it like that. The only time I would really recommend this is if you're a true outside point guard on 2v2 or 3v3. You're playing with like a complete role player as your big man, and you know, you're just gonna be taking literally every single shot. Stage 3s, it makes complete sense to use this in my opinion for the outside point guards, and it can be dominant as the shots build up and you start really, you know, building up the volume shooter. If you don't know how the badge works, every shot you take, it boosts your shot rating. I think it takes until 2 or 3 shots are put up before it actually starts boosting anything. But again, volume shooter is great for all the ball hogs out there. So anyway, speaking of the non-ball hogs, we got the catch and shoot. So corner specialist, I'll reveal, is right up here as well in the A tier. But catch and shoot is kind of like, you know, it goes hand in hand with it, where it's good for the role players. I'm not going to sit here and say that you need the badge if you're an outside point guard. It obviously just doesn't pertain to you all that much. If you do use it, I would say only on bronze. And like I said, I mean, this thing can change the game. As far as catch and shoot and corner specialists go, this thing really does change the game. It makes it so these builds with 53-pointer can still shoot the ball. And it's honestly like wild, bro. But anyway, we'll talk a little bit more about that when we get to the A tier with the corner specialist. So we have clutch shooter in the B tier as well. Honestly, it's kind of cool. All of these things go together, but I would say the two that really fit each other the best are volume shooter and clutch shooter. As these build up, like you build up the shots toward the end of the game, and then you have clutch shooter rolling too. Even hot start kind of groups in with these three as it's like kind of a over the course of a game type thing, or at the very beginning, where you combine clutch shooter and volume shooter at the end of the game. It can be really crazy for what it does as far as your shot rating and stuff like that. So anyway, moving along to the A tier, we got, I think, 2. Yeah, so we got Deadeye and corner specialist. I can't reveal too much right here, but anyway, we got Deadeye and corner specialist. I did have Deadeye in the S tier in the last one. It was kind of like this, all right? It was kind of an angle, and I was like, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know if it should be S tier or A tier. I'm gonna be real. After further evaluation, it's definitely A tier. It's not really on the same level as quick draw and range extender, and I'll just, for the sake of the video, go ahead and reveal the S tier, and we'll go ahead and talk about some of this stuff. But like I said, I don't think Deadeye is really on the same tier as these two in specific. You could make the case that Hot Zone Hunter should be lower, but I feel like for what it does for everybody in general, whether it be, you know, the lockdowns, the point guards, the rim sharps, whatever it may be, this badge fits everybody. Same with quick draw. But anyway, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Let's stay in the A tier for a little bit. So again, Deadeye, not exactly the most dominant badge, but it's still pretty crazy if you ask me. Now, it's the same thing as steady shooter, really, but it doesn't, you know, weigh down your open shooting. Now, if you have both of these things combined, I am telling y'all, it's honestly insane. You can literally green 100% contest if you still time it right, and it's honestly kind of trash that that's the case. But like I said, it is also kind of cool at the same time how people can still have that like Curry effect to them and literally be unguardable. Like, it's actually kind of cool to see an outside point guard be unguardable in some situations if he can time his jumpers right through the heavily contest. The green window obviously goes down quite a bit even with these badges on if you're contested that much. But anyway, to speak to corner specialist, like I was talking with the catch and shoot, these things hand in hand together on a lockdown build or something like that. Even with 10 shooting badges, like if you're a play lock and playing the stage 3s and stuff like that, or if you're just spotting up in the corner, whatever you're doing. Anyway, my whole point is, even with these badges only on like silver or something like that, it still changes the game for these pure locks. And they use like maybe silver quick draw and bronze corner specialist, or no quick draw. I've actually seen that before with silver corner specialist and bronze catch and shoot. Long story short, these two badges can literally make people with 53-point ratings shoot well, and it's ridiculous. So I disrespected these two badges on the last tier list, and I gotta put my respect on these two badges. Like, they really do change the game, and it makes it really toxic that these builds can shoot so well. But anyway, moving along to the S tier, we got Hot Zone Hunter, range extender, quick draw. I'll speak to quick draw. I mean, it's just the glue badge of it all. If you don't have quick draw, you can't shoot. I mean, it's literally like that, especially for the point guards or the bigs and stuff like that too. For locks, like I said, I've seen some people use no quick draw and they can still shoot pretty decently. It does take a lot longer for their shots to get up. You know, I've even seen like the stage 3s tournament and stuff like that. There was somebody that my homie AK was playing and they didn't even use quick draw, and I believe they actually lost to them. So again, the whole thing is, it's definitely the glue badge. I understand if you're a lockdown in the corner, maybe you don't need it, but for anybody otherwise, if you're a big or a point guard or anything like that, or even the ISO PGs like the playmaking the playmaking defenders, like the two-way slash plays, still need the badge. And it's such a glue badge that you can't not put it in the S tier, simple as that. And then range extender, it really makes or breaks a lot of these builds too. Like if we're going back into last year's game where you couldn't put Hall of Fame range extender on just anybody, I'm talking you had to be a pure sharp to have Hall of Fame range extender, or limitless range is what it was called formerly. But it really changes the game. These rim sharps can shoot from super deep, the point guards can shoot from super deep, and the two-way slash plays, being able to have this on gold, changes the game. Think about what a two-way slash play would look like if they had no range extender, or even just bronze. It would change the game if you could just like have it at a low level, but because you can have it at the highest level of whatever your badge category is, changes the game in that situation. You've got to have it in the S tier, there's no doubt about it. And then the really questionable one as to whether it's the A tier or S tier, we got Hot Zone Hunter. Again, I just feel like for the sake of this badge, the fact that it helps so many people, whether it be the point guards, shoot consistently from the mids, the three-pointer, whatever it may be, the rim sharps, being able to shoot really well, and then the lockdowns who have maybe one or two where it's just in both the corners, it still helps them shoot so much more. And honestly, man, it really changes the game a ton. Now, it's going to be kind of hard for a pure lock to carry this badge. Maybe if you just use like bronze catch, bronze corner, and bronze hot zone hunter and have the hot zone in the left corner, boom, you're good. Honestly, it's simple as that. And hot zones just in general help you a lot, so don't really mistake this with just the fact that you have a hot zone, but it is hot zone hunter the badge. It's still really dominant. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the vid. If you did, feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new, turn on them noties, all that good stuff. Like I said, leave a comment, drop some feedback, tell me where you think some of these badges belong, if they're too high, too low. And then like I said, if this thing hits 1,000 likes in the first 24 hours, I will bring y'all ranking every badge in NBA 2K20 in tiers F through S, just like this, but with like 60 more badges on here. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Other than that, oh yeah, and if you made it to the very end of the video, put shots in the comments to show your support that you made all the way through. But anyway, like I said, hope y'all enjoyed the vid. Other than that, take it easy, man. Peace.